Now let's take a look at some of the icons within pre-design for restorations. So the first one we have here is to view and edit our scan. We have edit and remove some of the isolated data and to fill some of the holes. The next stage is to adjust the coordinates. We do want to make sure to rotate our scan and make sure that it's in the correct position before we move on to the next step, so that we can select the tooth number from the occlusal view. Once the tooth is selected, double click on the center of the occlusal and then move to the bite adjust. Here's where we can tell if we have enough occlusal reduction. We can also look at the bite and where the patient is biting more heavily. The color map corresponds with the colors you see here on the occlusal. Next we have the extract the margin line. If you select the automatic margin line extraction, it will automatically drop where it believes your margin is all the way around the prep. If you need to do any further adjustment, select the tooth at the upper left, and then you can come down and use some of these additional tools. To rotate your scan, you do need to select this icon so that you can go over here and you can rotate it and you can really have a good view of where the edge of the margin is. And then to go back to the edit buttons, you do need to unselect. So the first one is going to be the sectional view. When we bring the mouse close to one of the dots, it's showing within the blue circle the exact location of that dot, and you can adjust accordingly. You can also change the view to texture. Some people think it's easier to see when it's more like a stone. The lab technicians find it easier to see it this way. Next we have the draw the line extraction. This would be drawing all the way around your margin freehand. Or you can come here to the segment extraction, which you see now. So I'm going to go ahead and select this off, and then you can just click and drag any of the dots and reposition them. Once you have your margin basically outlined in the way that you feel is helpful to the lab, then you just move on to the next section. So the last one we have is for looking at the undercut. The pin is located directly above the occlusal surface of the prep. When I rotate the scan, I'm able to just hover my mouse over any of the colored areas and it'll tell us what the measurement of that undercut is. You do have the ability to calculate the undercut down here, but you do want to make sure that you double click right on the occlusal to position your pin directly from the occlusal. And as a reminder, if you do have to adjust the occlusion because there wasn't enough reduction or any areas that have too deep of an undercut, it is advised to go ahead and re-prep, rescan, and do a new bite scan.